Another of the decisions that we heard yesterday is that the government has removed 5 destinations from its green travel list. Those destinations are Malta, Cyprus, Gibraltar, San Marino and Monaco. They've all been dropped from the list. Last month, the government published its green list, whereby people returning from those areas do not have to restrict their movements for a 14-day period. But what about now holidaymakers who are actually in one of those countries who have been taken off the list? Or what about people who are due to fly out in the next few weeks to one of those countries that was on the green list? Well, I'm joined on the line now by Tanya Airey, who is Managing Director of Sunway Travel. Tanya, do you have many people in the destinations which have been taken off the green list?
Hi, Sarah. Yes, we have a few people there. One of the things that I would say about the green list, there has been no clarity. And, you know, at the time it was brought out, Leo Varadkar and Simon Coveney did say at the time that anywhere on the green list was as safe to travel there as to go on their holidays to Killarney. But at the same time, now they're saying also that it's actually the green list is there, safe to travel to those destinations, but don't travel at all. So it's totally confusing and people don't know what to do. The people that we have actually away at the moment, they are most of them are due to fly back before Monday. And one of the things that I would say also that last night, the impression that we all got and everybody got was that the green list was changing with immediate effect. It is actually not until the 10th of August, which is next Monday. Most people that are already away are due to return before the 10th. We have actually 2 couples, one in Malta and one in Cyprus, that are actually due to travel back on Monday. We are contacting them and offering them if they would like to fly back before Monday so that they won't be in a situation where they would have to quarantine.
Yeah, but that's what I was about to ask you. So if they get back before Monday, they won't have to quarantine.
Yes, exactly.
Because obviously most people wouldn't have built in the 2 weeks into their plans for when they get back. So what about people then who have booked holidays over the next couple of weeks to go to green list countries that are now red list countries? What happens to them?
Well, if they booked on the basis that it was a green country, which obviously on the green list, then there's absolutely no problem. And we are actually contacting people immediately and saying, look, you are due to fly to Malta or to Cyprus or whatever, and that if you'd like us to change you to a different destination. So that is not an issue at all.
Okay. And are people covered with insurance if they're travelling?
Yes, they are covered when they travelled, the country was on a green list. If you decide to go later on and it's not on the green list, well, then most likely you're not covered for insurance. Again, insurance is evolving because everything is evolving so quickly. But people can be comforted that if they actually travelled to the green list country at the time and they had their insurance, and they will be covered.
I'm just thinking though, if you're offering them alternative flights, there's a limit to where you can offer them, really, isn't there?
Sure.
Given there's not very many places that you can go to.
I know, Sarah, absolutely. But I think one of the countries that stands out with us at the moment is Greece. Is very popular. So, and you know, things have been good in Greece. So we're hoping that things will stay the same. Also,
sorry, when you say Greece has been very popular, it's not on the list though, is it? It's not on the green list. It's on the green list. It is. Okay. And you see a lot of people going there.
Yeah, and there's quite a lot of destinations within Greece. You know, all the islands, like there's, you know, Santorini, Mykonos, you can fly to Crete, Corfu, Athens. There's lots of direct flights out of Dublin. So we're actually selling quite a bit of Greece, and you know, that's popular. But at the same time, we really feel in the travel industry, it's very, very difficult. And I'm sure in the pub industry or whatever, you know, we're finding it very, very hard because things have just not been clarified at all. Like people are talking about their businesses being down by 30%, 40%. Like we're down 90%. Like, you know, that is a huge hit for the travel industry. And there are thousands of people employed in it. I know the last time, Sarah, I was on your show, somebody texted in and said they had no sympathy for the travel industry. I think that was a bit harsh. And, you know, there are lots of families that rely on their income from the travel industry. Sure. And it's going to hit a lot of people. And sorry, just to say, the fact that Leo Varadkar and Simon Coveney did say that these countries were as safe as going on holidays to Killarney, I don't see the problem is, if they're giving a green list, why not go? And a green light is...
Well, this is what I was going to ask you, though. When people are ringing up and saying, as you say, I want to go to Greece or wherever it might be on the green list, are you saying to them, of course we'll organise that, but it's not safe to go according to the government, or that they're asking you not to go? Are you passing on the government advice? Are you doing any of that? Or
oh yes, we are.
What's the advice you're giving travellers who are looking to travel?
The advice is that we're the green list, but that the DFA have not changed their advice. They're still saying, their advice is non-essential travel. But I think on the green list countries, they are saying it's just a high degree of caution. So, and also
actually,
with regards
it's normal
to people,
caution, I think, for the green list countries.
Normal caution. So I think. And one of the things, that, we're talking about restaurants or whatever, that going out to restaurants in Ireland, that with regards to the mandatory masking, I'm wondering, are people actually, the waiting staff, are all waiting staff meant to wear masks in Ireland? Whereas when you go on a holiday, all waiting staff wear masks. And I think that's really important, because obviously we've been breathing on food and, people or whatever. And I think they've brought in huge safety measures in all these green list countries.
And what about the red list countries, Tanya? Are there many people asking to go there?
Well, there are a few. We get quite a few bookings for Turkey, and we're getting some from Spain and Portugal, but, very, very small numbers.
Okay. All right. Well, look, thank you very much for joining me this morning. That's Tanya Airey, Managing Director of Sunway Travel. And just to remind you that later in the show, we're going to have Dr. Maura Finn with us again today. That's to continue our series on babies' first year. We had a lot of questions from listeners last week. We couldn't get to all of them. So if you have any questions for Dr. Finn today, whether it's from cradle cap to nappy rash to trying to get the babies to sleep to whatever it is, you can text us right now on 51551, or you can email us todayradio@rte.ie. And we'll get to as many of those questions as possible. Back after this.
Today with Sarah McInerney on RTE Radio 1.